Hello, this is Gilgamesh. Okay, first you see this is for Iron Lung, Markiplier's new movie. Here's the thing. The reason I'm doing this, I haven't seen the movie. I'm seeing it on Saturday, and I'm going to see it on Tuesday, two different theaters. Okay. Him and Chris Stuckman both put out a movie. Chris Stuckman put out Shelby Oates, and Markiplier put out Iron Lung. Iron Lung is based on a video game. Like I said, I have not doing a review. I want to talk about both these guys and why I haven't seen Shelby Oates and why I'm seeing Markiplier's movie. Okay, Chris Stuckman, when the trailer came out, this is one thing I noticed about trailers. Trailer has to be willing to make you want to see it. When I saw the trailer for Shelby Oates, I said, this looks like a generic horror movie that's going to be, it's boring. The trailer is very boring. It didn't make me excited to see it. And I thought, oh, it's going to be something involving probably a demon or something. It was just predictably, the trailer did not excite me. And then Chris Stuckman, he reminds me of Abrams and Rian Johnson and Ben Affleck and these directors who show no passion for filmmaking. Chris Stuckman literally said, I've made a movie. He doesn't give you a reason to see it. And another thing is Chris Stuckman went to the studio route where he went to Neon. He did get some backers to back him up, but then he had Mike Flanagan, who, when you hear Mike Flanagan talk about movies, he cares about making a good movies, TV shows. He loves the stuff that he makes. Chris Stuckman showed no passion for this movie. It is a mess. I haven't seen the other people tore it apart as a boring, cliche film. Yeah. And it shows because Chris Stuckman didn't care about making this movie. He just wanted to make a movie like he has a bucket list to write off that he made a movie. And I noticed that with people like Abrams and Rian Johnson and other of these, Zack Snyder and James Gunn, is with James Gunn, there's no love from filmmaking. It's just, I'm making a movie. Yippee. With Zack Snyder, it's just that he doesn't have the creative. He's not creative. It's not that he doesn't care about making a movie. He doesn't care about filmmaking. It's the fact that he just doesn't know what he's doing. There's a difference. But, yeah. On Markiplier, his trailer sold me on the movie. I said, I'm going to see this. But then, after the weekend, he really made me want to see this movie, is the way he talked about it. And I watched a video he put on his YouTube channel about the fact that he's happy that he had the #1 movie in the country. And he did. Come Saturday, he was above Send Help. By the weekend, he had made $21.7 million, while Sam Raimi's movie only made $20-something million. So he beat Sam Raimi. But the thing was, the box office weekend removed this film, made a bunch of excuses, but the truth was, yes, Markiplier's film beat Sam Raimi's, beat every movie that was out. He knew that eventually his movie would be overtaken by Send Help. Of course it would. But his movie, I think, made $27 million. Well, here's the thing. Markiplier's passion for this, and it took him 3 years to make it, and it's based on a video game. I watched his video of him playing the game. I get why he wants to make this movie. It's a passion project, and you see it. And Jeremy Jahns said this. You can hear it you can see in the movie how much passion Markiplier has for the movie. That he refused to go to a studio because he wanted total control, and he didn't take anybody's money. He spent $3 million, and somehow got Troy Baker and others to voice act in the movie. Even the guy who made the game, he got him to do a voice in the movie, and he showed a bit of behind the scenes, like how they filmed for the Iron Lung, which in real life was in an iron lung in real life is for people who have like polio or lung that can't breathe. You lie in the thing and your head sticks out, but what it does is it allows your lungs to open and close. It does that like if you're in a coma and they put a ventilator, put a tube into your lungs to allow them to open and inflate and everything. That's what an iron lung does. For this, it's a shitty submarine that he clearly knows he's going to die in, and and I watched him play the game. I bought the game because of that. So I'm watching this guy talk about his movie and how much, and he's like excited that they're extending the stay. So I was like, yeah, I want to support this guy. He made, and yeah, it went from costing $3 million, and he and his wife, I think, created their own film studio for this. He had nobody else's money involved, and yet he makes a movie that he wants people to see, and he expanded on the story, because the story is not that long of a video game. It really is a short game. You can play in, I think, under an hour. But for him, he made it 2 hours instead of 5 minutes long, and he just showed why he wanted to make this movie. And he sticks to the lore of the game, but expands on it at the same time, showing you, yeah. And he talks about making this movie like Quentin Tarantino talks about his filmmaking process. Just like Robert Rodriguez, or directors who give a shit about filmmaking. You ever hear David Lynch talk about his movies? Yeah, just like, Ridley Scott talks about filmmaking. And a director who cares, yeah, Ridley Scott's a studio director, but he cares about making a movie. Not all of his films good, no. But the difference between Stuckman and Mark Plyer is the fact that Mark Plyer gave a shit. Chris Stuckman just did it like it was a bucket list. And that's why I think people are like, yeah, it's not a good film. But the critics don't care. They're being told not to like it because Mark Plyer didn't do the studio thing. Instead, he went directly by financing himself. He contacted the movie, the big chain said, hey, it was originally 3 theaters. Then because he had 38 million followers, he convinced Regal, Cinemark, and other, the AMC, I think, to put it in their theaters. They're expanding it to more screens. And he showed where he lives, the theater that was playing it, it was sold out on the 30th of January. So he's really makes you want to see the movie. And I've heard, yeah, people like the movie. Some people think it's a little too long. But the thing is, you can tell that he cared about making this movie over Chris Stuckman's movie. Like, yeah. And you see it with Gore Vidal's new Gore Verbinski, his new movie, Have Fun, that movie that's coming out, that looks like a fun movie. You can tell he had fun making the movie. You can tell when somebody cares about their project. They put the time and they'll tell you about it. Like, listen to any interview Quentin Tarantino talks about his filmmaking process. He'll go through it. He'll tell you, like, his camera, like, way he wanted the camera. Mark Plyer is like that when he talks about how he shows you some of the footage behind the scenes, and he goes into how long it took him to make this movie and everything. It's like, yeah, the man loves this movie. And that's another reason to see it, is you have a man caring enough to go, yeah, I want people to see this. 3 years. Showed more passion. Stuckman didn't give two shits about his movie. He made it and said, oh, I made a movie. Why would I see your fucking movie? You have shown me no reason to go watch it. I may see it on streaming. But the thing was, there's a big reason why this movie succeeds, because Mark Plyer he cares about it. And he put the time to make it. And you can tell. There's a big difference between somebody who gives a shit over somebody who doesn't. And a lot of Hollywood, they don't give a fuck. They put out crap. Nolan's another one. I've said it. His Prestige is his best film. But his new movie isn't gonna be good because he doesn't write his stuff. He doesn't care. It's like, oh, he doesn't care the backlash that he's getting for his movie. It's like, yeah, he doesn't care. To make a movie, you're gonna do the Odyssey, but you're gonna fuck it up. What Mark Plyer did was make probably the best, I'd say, live action video game adaptation ever. From what I've seen and the fact that it's following the game, and I watched him play the game multiple times, straight through. He did it one way, and then he did it a different way to see if his character was going to survive, and then he showed all the cheat codes. Yeah, so yeah, this is how you know he loves the game, and I'm like, yeah, and I'll probably enjoy it because I don't mind a long movie if it's entertaining. And yeah, Mark Plyer has charisma. He definitely makes you want to watch. Yeah. And so, and I go, yeah, Mark Plyer and PewDiePie are two guys who started YouTube probably about the same time, and look at both of them. Markiplier's making a movie. PewDiePie moved to Japan with his wife and has a son. He built his own PC recently and put a video on his YouTube channel. And he also switched over to Linux, Mint. He showed the whole process. It showed how much more fun he's having with Linux than he ever did on Microsoft. Yeah, and he says even though he has a Pixel phone, he wanted to de-Google because, yeah, it's weird. And so, yeah, he switched over to Mint when I don't know how to do that. I'm going to pay a guy next month to switch my computer over to Mint because I want to get off. I have Windows 10. I don't want to be on Windows anymore. And he said, yeah, you can literally, they have ways to bring everything you have, including the Game Pass. Yes, Microsoft Game Pass over using, yeah, he said that's possible to bring all your stuff over, no problem. He knows how to do it. I'm going to trust the guy. He gave me more internal storage, and I think Windows takes up a lot of room that once it's gone, I'll have more space in my computer because Windows really does take up a lot of room on my hard drive. It's a 2 terabyte hard drive. I have room for another one. I'll probably have another internal storage. Yeah. So, yeah, but this was a movie you could tell Markiplier really wanted to make, and it's like, yeah, and I want to support the guy because, yeah, you put your time and effort 3 years, and you show the love for this movie like he did, I'll see your movie. I'm not going to watch something where the guy doesn't seem to give a shit and just says, I made a movie. He's monotone every way he talks. Chris Stuckman talks. The only time he showed any real emotion, like legitimate emotion, was when he covered Dragon Ball Evolution. He legitimately hated that movie. You could see it while he was talking about it. I've never seen a guy get angry about anything, and he legitimately got pissed off at that movie. That's the first time I saw Stuckman ever show any real emotion. Most of the time, he just talks the same way, like he made fun of Batman and Robin, the way George Clooney talks with Batman. It's the way he talks. This monotone, no personality, boring. And after his movie came out, he apparently got into a gambling app, and people went off on him on that. So yeah, Stuckman showed no love for his movie, and it shows by the movie not doing as well as it could have, because it's not a good film. But at the same time, Markiplier gave a shit, made a movie he wanted to with his own money, didn't go the studio route, and so I will support that. So that's a big reason I want to make this video, is because I haven't been doing anything for a while. So yeah, I just want to talk about that. I will do a review of this movie after I see it. So yeah, this is Gilgamesh. I'll talk to you later. Bye.